Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? It's been a long time. Ah, yes, you can hear me. You can hear. Okay. Yay! You don't even know what it took to get all of this set back up. My goodness. I'm going to turn my heater off. I'm excited, so I'm sweating. Okay. I'm excited that you can hear me and see me. I started I had to learn some new things and I had new equipment. And hey, Tigress, good to see you. Awesome. So I thought that I would start doing a daily reading. Um, oh, I don't know. Hey, Samsonoff. Um, I thought that I would start doing a daily reading. And, um, with everything going on in the world today, I thought we would do a reading and see sort of. Hold on, I have an echo. I gotta see why. Close that and close that. See if that's better. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Little technical difficulties. This will get smoother in the next couple of days. So thank you for bearing with me. Today I thought that we would kind of do a reading about where we need to be at for ourselves and our families right now with everything going on in the world, because we've got lots of threats coming in from around the world. We have uh, crazy things happening in our own country, and it just seems like a time that we need some spiritual guidance. So, what do you think? Are you up for it? Are there any other topics any other questions you want to ask while we're doing this today? I can go ahead and add those in as we go along. Okay. I'm going to light me a little incense here. Clear my space. Okay. I'm gonna clear the space, clear my deck. And we're going to invite our guides and messengers for today that want to share with us and connect with us and bring us the information that we are seeking for where we need to be at for ourselves in this crazy world right now. And I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Let me know if that's too far and you can't hear me. Okay. I'm going to tuck you in there. Give them a little shake. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to just flip through these till I feel. Let's put this one down. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's start here. Our first card, if you can you see that? I want you to be able to see that. Our first card is Spark. And our second card is Metamorphosis. And our third card is Compass. Excuse me. And it is inverted. And so as it relates to the world, first, we have a lot of volatile energy going on in the world. Things are about to ignite, and they are tenuous at best. This card generally refers to the spark of creativity and the spark of manifesting things. But in the broader sense of what's happening in the world, we have a lot of sparky communications going on with our world leaders. We have a lot of very volatile situations happening. We have American troops going into Ukraine. We have other world leaders making big threats to the rest of the world. And if we take that and move it over to our next card here with Metamorphosis, we are clearly in a state of change. Our country is in a state of change. The world is in a state of change. The powers that be are trying to change us. They are trying to change the way we live. They are trying to change our financial situations and our financial um, functioning, our money systems. And with the compass card being in an inverted position, it means that there is a lot of uncertainty about the way things are going. We have groups of people talking about um, in government, and they're fighting against the changes that are happening. And we have organizations and groups that are really pushing, and they're signing papers, and we have a few more months here before more papers are signed that affect the entire world. So for us, we're not so sure exactly where things are going to wind up, and that can leave us feeling very unstable and not sure what to do next. So let's let's pull a few more cards and see. I mean, this is a very good pull on exactly what the situation is for us today and the news that we have all woken up to. Let's um, let's get some direction now, shall we? Let's get some direction and see what first we're supposed to do for our families. Let's ask first what we're supposed to do for our families. Okay. Here and here. Yeah. The first card for our families. Let's see. Let me see if you can. I think that shows it to you better. There you go. It's solitude. Let's take assessment of our situations with our families, and are we prepared enough? Are we protected enough? Solitude is about coming inward. It is about um, taking time to assess your family risks and strengths, and finding a sort of a blessing in having a little bit of isolation for your family. Is your home protected? Do you have a situation and agreements with family and friends to sort of build yourself a little island of people together as things begin to happen in this world that we have been preparing for the last several years. Do you have that sense of sanctity in your home, for yourself personally? And are you unable to be influenced by outside forces? This is very important, to be tuned into truth and to be tuned into um, resources and facts that you can trust, and not to be overly influenced by all of the fear mongering and the warmongering around you. Because you're going to need to be able to make decisions for yourself and your family and your home. And you're going to need to be able to make them um, clearly as possible. And it is hard to make those decisions if you are being bombarded all the time with information and action and negativity and even positivity. So take time for your family and create in your home and create more of this solitude, more of this barrier from you and the world. Bring in the information that you find to be true and useful and valuable. Use your discernment and uh, use the quiet time to prepare and listen in your body and your spirit and your intuition, because we're really going to need to rely on that going forward. And the best way to do that is to give yourself that space from the world around you. Our next card here, oh, there you go, is Ride the Wave. This is about relaxing, and it seems impossible to do that in these crazy times, because when you lay down in bed at night and you start thinking about all the things you are not, all the ways you are not prepared, and all of the things that are coming, and all of the things that could happen and might happen and may happen and are being threatened to happen, it's really easy to get caught in anxiety, which slows down your function and ability to stay tuned in with your intuition and discernment. Riding the wave is a very free flowing feeling. It is about being in the moment and going with the flow, but being very tuned in, because you can't ride the wave um, if you're not relaxed. You can't ride the wave if you're surfing. You can't ride the wave if you're too tense. You fall down, you fall off your board. You can't ride the wave and be in the moment if you're overwhelmed. Um, and so riding the wave is also going to allow you to go from information to action very smoothly. It's going to allow you to go from information to movement very smoothly. It's going to give you um, the ability to take what's coming to you and process it and turn it into action and all the things that you need to be moving forward. Riding the wave is about also moving forward. When you get on a wave, you start at one section of the wave where you get on, and then you have to make a turn right or left in order for the wave to continue to carry you. And you have to be able to make that decision quickly, because with some waves, if you turn to the right and the wave is rolling to the left, you get dropped off. And so you have to be able to get onto the wave as it comes up and make the quick decision which way you need to go, and then let the wave carry you to where you need to go. Let the information that's happening in the world carry you to where you need to go. Let your intuition guide you into the places that you need to be at, the types of things you need to do to prepare. You might get an idea about something that is important, that you hadn't thought of before. When you get that idea, ride that wave and see it through. Complete the action and have that extra little bit of preparedness ready for yourself and your family. This card is, let's see, get in there so you can see it. There we go, Spirit of Place. And we are in the reverse position again here. Spirit of Place talks about the feeling of sanctity and security and connection to your home. And we have a very disheveled Spirit of Place in our country right now. It is. People are at each other's throats about pronouns, and people are at each other's throats about um, whether or not you should be vaccinated. People are at each other's throats about all different kinds of things. They're at each other's throats about the politics happening in our country, and they're at each other's throats about weather modification and all the things happening in the world politically and um, socially. And that conflict is carrying into our school systems and into our churches against members of congregations, and they're fighting amongst each other and against neighbors. And there is very little cohesiveness happening in the world around us. So this card being in this position is here to remind us that while this is happening and there's so much divisiveness between people and ideas and concepts and beliefs and politics and all of these things, that we need to work really hard at building a spirit of place within our homes and families, because in the end, and as things go forward here, ultimately what we need to have in our homes is everybody together and everybody working together and everybody focusing on the same goals and priorities, so that as any crisis comes into action, that everybody is prepared spiritually and mentally to work together. The goal is the same, and that's really very important. So sit down with your families and your extended families and get on the same page. And if you're not on the same page, find a way to find commonalities so that everybody at least has some points that they can agree on, because your family is going to be your best line of defense um, in the days to come. They're going to be your safety. They're going to be your support system, and they're going to be your strongest. They're going to be the people that stand up with you. So if you're not in a place of balance in that way, do what you can intentionally. Make the phone calls, sit down and have family meetings, get together and do this. This is important. All right, let's pull a few more cards and see what we need to do. See how we need. Hi, Synchronicities. Thanks for joining us. See what we need to do to understand the world around us and to be able to discern the truth. What are a couple of things here that we need to do to, where do we need to be strong, and what things do we need to let go of to, well, we got a couple cards jumping out at us. We'll take those two first. Let's do this, and let's pull one more. Okay. So our first card is in this segment of the conversation here is strength. Now, we need mental strength and physical strength going forward. We need spiritual strength. Whatever your spiritual practices are, take time every day to spend time in that spiritual energy, getting closer to your higher power, being able to sit down and pray or meditate and get answers immediately. Get into the practice of this. We are going forward. We are going to need to be able to have inspiration immediately. Those little tiny, minute decisions that we may have to make. We want to know that our spiritual strength is practiced and that we have a connection that we can trust and understand um, with our guides and with God and whomever, however else your higher self, your higher power, all of this. However you see um, your higher source, know that you have a connection that is reliable. Spend time every day in your practice, in your beliefs, in your scriptures, in your meditations and your readings, whatever it is that makes you feel connected and tuned in and able to access that quickly. Is your body strong? Are you in shape? Are you fit? Are you healthy? There's no more time to be messing around with not being able to run a mile and get yourself out of a situation or get yourself into a situation where somebody needs you. If your car breaks down and you've got to get somewhere because somebody needs you quickly, get yourself, start working out. You can get yourself into a mile walk or a mile run um, in a couple of weeks into some kind of shape that you can do that. Are you able to lift a couple of things that are heavy? Can you lift a 40-pound bag of dough? You move a box full of supplies? Can you move several boxes of supplies quickly? Make sure your physical strength is in order. Make sure your mental strength is in order. Make sure that you're able to handle a crisis. Start talking to yourself about what you will do in a crisis and each different type of crisis. Make sure that you have a mental plan. Don't just think about the crisis and make yourself crazy. Don't do that. But instead, think about a specific scenario and give yourself 5 options and run those 5 options through your mind regularly. Be sharp so that when the moment comes, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to panic and go, oh no, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle this? This is too much for me. It won't be too much if you have gone over these things mentally and you can sit with your family and your friends and people in your community that you are making plans with for any type of event or crisis. Say, hey, what happens in this situation? How should we handle this? And then run it through even. You could even run it through like a live practice. Because this creates mental memory, body memory, and when the time comes, you're able to act instantly without panicking or hesitation. We're at that time in history that we need to have that kind of mental sharpness and strength. So make a list maybe this week of the things that you would like to um, be more prepared for in that way. This card is in the reverse position. It is follow the leader. And in the reverse position, it's giving you a caution about which leaders you follow. Maybe follow the leader instead of following your president or following your whomever. Maybe your leader is the person in your community that's been designated as the group leader. Maybe your leaders are alternative leaders that you follow, because presently following our current leaders is um, definitely a risk to take. And I'm just going to leave that right there. You understand exactly what I'm saying here. Our last card here is details, details, details. And this is in the upright position. And sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees because there's so much in front of us and we don't know what to make of a thing or a situation or a circumstance. But when you get down to the details, you can start discerning this is truth, this is false, this is truth, this is false, this is fact, this is fiction, this is real information, this is misinformation, this is here to distract me, this is here to lead me down the wrong path, this is here for some other reason other than to give me the truth. But when you pay attention to the details, and you will see common threads all the way along, you will see there's a truth here, a truth here, a truth here, and they will line up and match up, and they will show you the way. Um, the details are important. And the details also help you stay out of panic mode. When you focus on what's true, and when you focus on the facts, and when you focus on what's real, then you know what to do and you know where to go. So I think that is a very excellent um, indicator there. I'm going to pull one more card here and see if we can tie this all together here. Get us one last bit of information. Pull that. And I think I'm going to pull this. Okay. So, talismans are things that we carry with us to carry a certain amount of power or energy, like when you carry your rose quartz crystal in your pocket for the day because you need a little extra love and emotional healing. We're being asked here to not pay attention to the things that are being given to us as the talismans and tokens of what is happening. It is up to us to make those things clear for ourselves and to be very wary of what is being presented to us. And finally, our last card, there we go, is unexpected visitors. We have a lot going on in our country, and there are a lot of people here. Hopefully, some of them are here to truly become Americans and enjoy the blessings that we have as citizens of this great country whose soul is in great peril right now. But I think this is a direct notification that we may have unexpected visitors. Protect your homes and practice for the things that you need to be more prepared for anything that is going to come. We may also have unexpected visitors, not just to our countries, but to our homes. We may have unexpected visitors. And not all unexpected visitors are bad ones. They certainly, unexpected visitors certainly come with a certain kind of energy, don't they? When you get a knock on your door and you're not expecting somebody, it can be startling, it can be alarming, and you can wish that your kitchen was more cleaned up. So let's be prepared in ways that if we have unexpected visitors in our lives and in our homes and in our country, that we're ready for. Our lives are in order, and the things that we need to do in the coming days are just put into order, and so that we can have the peace of mind that we need to as we move forward with the things that are happening in the world around us. I think that this is a very good message of being prepared and avoiding the traps of believing everything we see and hear and being so wrapped up in everything in the world around us that we don't have the quiet to let our minds settle on to what is clear and true. And making sure that we know the way to go and not that we're not misled. The truth is in the details, and every one of you have the strength physically, spiritually, and mentally to get through anything that happens. It takes practice in your mind, it takes practice in your body, and it takes practice of your spirituality to maintain that. But if you do, all these other things come into place. And I hope that is an uplifting message to you, that even though the world is really crazy and loud and threatening, that in the quiet you can handle all the things that you need to if you will make that quiet space for yourself and your family. I do want to leave this little note here on all my readings, and I'm going to go forward. And going forward, I'll leave this as a little note printed on the end of any video. But all readings must be listed as entertainment. The information that is presented in these readings may or may not apply to you or your situation or your life. Please take what is relevant and resonates with you and leave the rest. General readings are not time specific, so if you do come across my readings at a later date and time, the message brought forward should still hold relevancy and meaning to you. We each need to hear messages from Spirit when we are in a frame of mind to be able to receive them. And that may not be the day that this message is given. It may be on another day. If you would like a private reading with me, you can schedule with me on my website at thesicilianwitch.com. And thank you for joining me. Blessed be.